What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Christian, aka I Hate You Dior, and I'm coming at you guys today. And we're gonna talk about UFC 309 that just wrapped up last night. I woke up, I had me some breakfast, did my day, did my due diligence. But before we get into this video, I did want to mention we did just hit 100 subscribers. So thank you to everybody who has been subscribing, tuning in consistently to the videos, watching every time I post, subscribing, liking, leaving comments. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys help the channel grow. And I wouldn't be making these videos if it weren't for you guys, so I appreciate it a lot. But yeah, to start off, before we get into it, I just want to, I want to take this moment to talk about Jesus. And after that, I want to talk about Alex Pereira. And I don't think I want to retire yet. And Trump is just, oh my goodness, guys. But yeah, I'm not fighting Aspinall. I might fight Pereira. I'm not retiring, right? I just had to get that out of the way before we talk about, last night's fights, right? That's basically what Jon Jones did last night, right? I just shouted into my mic. That was unintentional. I just saw the little bars on my screen peek up. But that's literally what Jon Jones did last night. So to get past all that, talk about the fight itself. I gotta lower my light. That shit is bright in my face. Ugh. Yeah. So let's talk about the fight itself. Jon Jones, Stipe Miocic. Stipe looked like fucking Stipe looked bone dry in there, man. Stipe was so slow, bro. Stipe was very slow. And somehow he still managed to catch Jon Jones with some shots. But damn, Stipe was so slow, bro. He was getting tagged by Jon Jones with things he could have so easily moved out the way if he was anybody else. First round, Jones secured a takedown and just kept him down for the remainder of that round. That rhymed, but that was unintentional. Kept him down, had him in some kind of I don't even remember the position. He had him in some fucking leg lock on the ground. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, right? The main card kind of sucked. The main card sucked ass. And I was trying not to fall asleep watching the Jon Jones fight. It was pretty hard, but trying to remember as much as I can, right? Because I was watching the fight. I saw the whole fight, but I was dozing in and out because I was like, my goodness, this is a fucking slow fight. Second round, same thing. Jon Jones was getting Stipe with crazy body kicks, and you can tell he hurt him every time he touched him in the body. Fourth round, spinning back kick to the stomach. Stipe just stands there against the fence and sees it coming and just does nothing, just takes it to the stomach. And Jon Jones maybe throws one or two ground strikes, and then the fight's over. So it's okay. Stipe retired. It's quick. They literally asked Stipe, they're like, Stipe, is this your last fight? Yeah, I'm hanging him up. I'm retiring. I'm hanging him up. I'm not fighting no more. So he was not trying to, he wasn't having it. He literally didn't even take off the gloves, just said, I'm not having it, I'm done, and walked out the cage. So shout outs to Stipe for the career he had, heavyweight GOAT. Jon Jones. Jon Jones, man. Jon Jones. So after the fight, Jon Jones is like, yeah, I'm not retiring. I'm going to stay. And then Joe Rogan's like, yeah, so are you fighting Pereira or Aspinall? What are you doing next? And he's just like, yeah, so Joe, I just want to talk about Jesus. Shouts to Jesus Christ. I can't do none of this without Jesus. And I'm not retiring, Joe. I'm gonna keep fighting. And Donald Trump is in the audience, guys. Give it up to Donald Trump. And the crowd's going yeah, John, yeah. And then Joe's like, okay, but are you fighting Aspinall or Pereira next? And then John's like, yeah, so it's up to Dana and Hunter. I'm gonna talk to them. But if Dana and Hunter want me to do the fight, that I'm gonna give the fans what they want. And then Joe's like, okay, but are you fighting? Does that mean you're fighting Aspinall or Pereira? Yeah, I gotta talk to Hunter and Dana. gonna see. You'll get some news on it in the next couple of weeks. And then post-fight, interview, he's like, yeah, it's either I fight Pereira or I'm retiring. I'm good if that's my last fight. So he's not fighting Aspinall, right? Let's just get that out the way. He's never going to fight Aspinall. He literally said at his post-fight that he doesn't care about the belt. So I think coming weeks, they should probably strip him of the belt, make Tom undisputed, and see how it goes from there. They're probably not going to do that because Dana has been glazing Jon Jones to shit.
And I think...
Hey, y'all heard him. Yeah, give me a little glaze.
But one thing I will say about Dana, he has put his foot down. He's not entertaining the Pereira fight. He's not entertaining any other matchup. He's like, if Jon Jones fights, he's fighting Aspinall. So Jon Jones retired too last night, basically. So we had a double retirement on the main event, right? It was a slow fight. I expected them to go the whole 5 rounds, and it was really looking like that up until Jon got the finish. Like, I shit you not. I was like dozing away trying to watch the fight. And once I see him connect with the body kick, it like shocked me out of my couch. I'm like, oh shit, he just hit him with a body kick. And that was the fight. So Jon Jones, Stipe, retired. Give Tom the belt. I think the next fight they should do at the heavyweight level is fuck Jon Jones. I almost said Jon Jones. Jon Jones. He's never fighting at heavyweight again. But Tom Aspinall versus Pereira. That's the fight they should do next. I'm gonna talk about that more in a future video sometime later this week. But I don't think Pereira should fight Ankalaev next. I think they should do the super fight, especially with the way heavyweight's looking. I think they should do. They should either make the belt vacant and have Tom fight Pereira for a vacant heavyweight belt, or they should just promote Tom and then do heavyweight champion versus light heavyweight champion, right? But that's not this video. I'm gonna talk about more about that in a future video, so make sure you guys stay tuned. But yeah, that was the main event. Co-main event, Charles versus Michael Chandler. That was a fight, and it played out nothing like how I thought it would play out. So we had patient Chandler and D1 wrestler Charles Oliveira. Roles reversed, I guess. So first few rounds, literally Chandler was trying to be so patient and technical and doing like the usual Chandler stuff, like stepping in and throwing big overhands. Like he was trying to be very technical, but like it was clear with the things he was doing, it didn't play well with his style. So didn't really have much for Charles. He didn't throw any takedowns, I believe. No, he didn't throw any takedowns at all. So that was just a striking battle from at least his end, right? Charles, on the other hand, D1 wrestler Charles, he was shooting takedowns. I think he threw 7 takedowns or 6 takedowns, which is like the most he's ever thrown. And that was really impressive from him because it showed that he has been improving his wrestling, which was something that like I thought and a lot of other people thought was a big hole coming from the Arman and Islam fights. But it's clear to see that his wrestling has improved somehow. And on the feet, Chandler, every time he did touch Oliveira, you can tell he was loading up on all of his shots. He cracked him. But a lot of the rounds, at least the first 3 rounds, played out kind of the same. Like it was just Chandler trying to be very patient and pick the right shots. Got backed up because every time Charles hit him, he'd hurt him like bad. I think it might have been in the first round or second round, I think. He literally caught him with the same sequence he did in their first fight. Made him run across the octagon and like, I'll probably put it up on my screen, but made him run across the octagon. And then Chandler like points and laughs and is like, not again. You're not doing that again. And then they went to decision. So, yeah, patient Chandler and D1 wrestler Oliveira. Oliveira, every time he got him to the ground, he would just keep him there. It's clear to see that Chandler's plan was just not to really play around with all of Charles on the ground. He was just more so being defensive, but it's clear to see that he was too defensive and only really worried about that because once he kind of got to the ground, he would just try to protect himself. Like, he would fight the hands, he would protect his ears, neck, everything. He'd protect himself very well, but he wouldn't do really anything to get out of the positions Charles had him in. So the rounds basically ended up with either Charles on mount or Charles on his back, right? Then fourth round or fifth round, I really, like, I'm trying to remember this fight as much as I can. Because this fight, I'm going to be honest, didn't have... I mean, it was a really good fight. Really good fight. I'm talking shit because I was about to say it wasn't entertaining. But it wasn't the fight I expected from the both of them, for sure. Fourth round, you can see, like, Chandler is like, okay, I need to turn this up. So he starts turning it up a lot more. Still not going for any kind of wrestling. Trying to be a little bit more aggressive on the feet, but that didn't work, and it ends up the same as the other rounds. Fifth round is where things get interesting because... instead of doing the usual Michael Chandler thing where he starts hot and gets slow, he starts slow in this fight and got hot in the fifth round. Because in the fifth round, I was thinking in my head, oh my God, he's gonna knock out Charles. This is where he knocks out Charles. I was shaking. I was panicking. I was like, oh my goodness, this is where he knocks out Charles. Because he was hitting him with some bombs. His corner literally told him, like, bro, throw all that shit to the side, empty your gas tank, and get him out of there, right? And he listened because he came out there throwing nasty twos, nasty overhands, and just hitting Charles pretty clean and wobbling him and rocking him. And you're just like, oh my God, this is where he wins the fight. This is where Chandler does what Chandler does and wins. But no, because Charles got a takedown and ended the same way. But one thing I will say about Chandler, once he got that takedown in the fifth, is that he kind of like remembered that he's a wrestler and tries to, try to get out of these positions with him. Reverse his position and ends up on top mount. Starts throwing like 30 strikes to the back of the head and grabbing the cage. There was a lot of just old Michael Chandler, like, fish hooking the gloves, grabbing the cage, strikes to the back of the head. Just some usual Michael Chandler stuff, the things Dustin Poirier is so fond of Michael Chandler for. The things that, Michael Chandler likes to, his secret techniques that he likes to bring out in all of his fights, the back of the head, grabbing the teeth, grabbing the gloves, just classic Michael Chandler things, right? Literally doesn't work though, and Charles literally reverses position and gets his back. And there was like 2 minutes left, so you're just like, yeah, so this fight is over. At the end though, instead of like really trying to like, he breaks out, and then Charles gets his back again at the very end, and you're just like, okay, well, Charles is gonna win. Instead of him trying to break out and thinking, hey, I have 30 seconds, maybe I should try to like finish this fight and try to do something because I'm down 4-1 right now, he slams Charles with like 30 seconds left, gets back up, slams Charles again, and Charles on his back just starts Charles just sticks his tongue out and shakes his head at the camera like he's Fight Reacts. So fight ended, Charles won. Chandler stuck around, cut the promo, called out Max Holloway and Conor McGregor. So Chandler did what Chandler does, and don't matter if he's aggressive Chandler, patient Chandler, Michael Chandler is Michael Chandler, right? Now, just to kind of skim through the other fights, just kind of get them out the way. Bo Nickel, Paul Craig. Oh my goodness, this fight was hilarious. That's like the most I can say, because it's clear like Bo Nickel, and this is the same thing I said in the last video where I spoke about this fight. Bo Nickel does the same shit every time he goes out and fights, and he's like a minus 1,200 fucking favorite every time he goes. I saw at one point there was like a glitch where Paul Craig was a plus 7,000 favorite, or plus 7,000 underdog, which was crazy. But yeah, going into the fight, Bo Nickel did not try to wrestle at all with Paul Craig. Paul Craig kept trying to throw hip twitches and hip leg feints like he's Israel Adesanya, and just threw body kicks and head kicks that were missing, and stood on the outside trying to pick shots against Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel would come in and just wing an overhand and crack Paul Craig and just not throw anything else, and just kind of stay there and just like plod, walk his way towards Paul Craig. I went on for 3 rounds. Not a lot of output. You can see on camera, 54 strikes, 48. Paul Craig was up on strikes for some parts of the fight, and it's just like, okay, bro, like, why are you letting Paul Craig, like, do this to you on the feet? On the feet! He was letting Paul Craig do that to him on the feet, bro. That shit pissed me off, bro, because why? Why do they do this with Bo Nickel? Why are they gonna do this again for his next fight? They're gonna give Bo Nickel fucking Chris Curtis or something, and Bo Nickel's gonna be like a minus 2,000 favorite, and then the fight's gonna happen, and Bo Nickel's gonna look fucking shit scared, and he's not gonna have nothing, and it's gonna be a close fight, and he'll still win, bro. It's ridiculous, and they'll put it on like a featured fight or a main card opener or a co-main, bro. They do this every time with Bo Nickel, bro, and it's the same thing. It is the same thing, bro. And then Bo Nickel says he could beat Whitaker. Bo Nickel says he could beat Chimaev. No, you can't, bro. You can't do these things, Bo Nickel. So why do they keep making him a 12? Oh my God, why do they make him such a big favorite? It's crazy. Because at some points in the fight, I'm like, oh my God, Paul Craig can win this. Paul Craig can actually win. Paul fucking Craig of all people, bro. Paul Craig. Like, oh my God, bro. Like, Kyle Barao got him out of there in the first round. You went all 3 rounds with him. Brendan Allen submitted him. Like, bro, what the fuck, Bo Nickel? What, bro? I don't get it with Bo Nickel. I don't. Like, I really don't, bro. And at the end of the 3rd round, like, he just froze, like, trying to troll Paul Craig. Bro, like, who do you think you are, bro? You're not that guy. And at the end, he did a little golf emote, like he went through a war with Paul Craig. You did not, bro. You didn't. And I get, and then afterwards, and then he'll go on the mic and be like, yeah, guys, I'm still new in my MMA career. I only have 8 fights, 9 fights, 10 fights. So why does the UFC keep putting him in these high-ranking spotlights, bro? Like, they could have put any other fight on this spot on the main card. Not Jonathan Martinez, Marcus McGee, because, I got something to say about that fight. Let me just to wrap this up, Bo Nickel, like, he won, and he won. Like, yeah, he won. Like, I can't say nothing about it, like, other than that, he won. But the way he won just pissed me off. This fight pissed me off because Karine Silva could have won too, bro. And she did stupid mistakes, and Viviana Waraju won. And then the main card was just that. Like, why did all these fights go to decision? Why? Why did Jon Jones the only one to get a finish, bro? Like, what the fuck? Like, this is what I said about this card. Like, this shit makes no sense. Why does this shit make no sense? How does Charles and Chandler and fucking Mauricio Rufy go to decision? But then Jon Jones against an old man, and he even looked old too, gets a fucking knockout. Like, bro, come on with that shit, bro. Yeah, Viviane Araújo, Karine Silva stunk. It was a women's fight, so like, but Mauricio Rufy, James Lontop. Why was James Lontop kind of whooping his ass for some of the parts of the fight, bro? Like, why? Like I get it. He was bigger. He looked fucking huge compared to Mauricio Rufy. He looked like he was at least 180. The guy was getting hit, and his whole body would just jiggle with him. But like, bro, like you went. Like, it was such a competitive fight, bro. Like, such a competitive fight. And sure, Rufy looked cool. Yeah, he threw, like he had less output because Rufy would just kind of, like, let Lontop throw, like, a 4-strike combination. And then Rufy would just find one really clean shot and just hit him with it and just wobble him, right? For the output Lontop had, Mauricio Rufy didn't really receive much damage. But, like, why were you having such a close fight with him, bro? Like, this guy is like a fucking 55 overall. Like, fucking, you play against him in the college part of the NBA 2K games. Like, you don't, like, why are you having a competitive fight with this guy, bro? Like, why? Why? And then he called out Benoit Saint Denis. Benoit Saint Denis wouldn't have a competitive fight with this guy, bro. What the fuck? Like, what is Bro, lost all his aura. He went for like a fucking spinning downward head fucking Tekken move and then failed it. Cost the Fighting Nerds mad aura. Had Kyle Barral in his fucking corner, and I don't know. It was like the main card sucked. This main card sucked ass. It was bad. Like, it was so bad. Like, Charles and Chandler was the highlight, and that fight wasn't even that good either. So the main card sucked. Prelims were pretty good. This fight, hey, I'm gonna go insane, bro. I'm gonna go insane. I'm gonna go crazy because Jonathan Martinez, bro. Let me talk to you guys about Jonathan Martinez. I'm a big Jonathan Martinez fan. If you guys don't notice, I have him in my banner, right? My banner is all my favorite fighters. So Jonathan Martinez is one of my favorite bantamweights. When he was gonna fight Aldo, and I picked Aldo, by the way. I picked Aldo to win that fight. I knew he was. But it spoke to the level of Jonathan Martinez that they're matching him up against Aldo, because Jonathan Martinez is very good, right? He is very good. Very, very talented. Very good leg kicks. Very good striker. Has very good wins at bantamweight, right? Yeah. That he fucking... Oh my God. He kept trying to box with Marcus McGee, right? That wasn't working, right? He threw maybe like... If McGee threw 5, he'd shoot back with like 2, right? And it didn't work. It didn't work. He was going last in the exchanges. He was like not throwing volume. He wasn't throwing shit. And then that's the story of the first round, right? Round 2 comes and he starts throwing leg kicks, right? And you see, once from the first leg kick he hit McGee with, you see, okay, that buckled him. That hurt him a lot. Throw more fucking leg kicks. Doesn't, right? Maybe threw like 2 or 3 more in round 2. But every time he throws them, he's hurting him. They're hitting clean. They're hurting him. He's making him chicken leg. At the end of the round, McGee's literally hobbling on his fucking foot, right? And you think in your head, okay, Jonathan Martinez, why are you not kicking him more? Why are you trying to box with this guy who clearly every time he's touching you, it hurts? You don't want, he was scared to stay in the pocket with him because he was hurting you. So don't fucking stay in the pocket with him. Throw kicks. Do the thing you're fucking, oh my God, do the thing that you're known for. Like, I was watching this fight mad, yelling at my TV because why, bro? Where did your fight IQ go? And then round 3, guys, let me talk to you about round 3, right? Round 3, he starts throwing more kicks, and you're like, yes, this is how you win the fight. Keep fucking kicking him. Marcus McGee's on one leg, bro. Literally on one leg. He had to throw 3 more, and he would have won the fight by a leg kick TKO. He was this close to getting a finish. And you know what he does with 2 minutes left in the fight? After he has him on one leg, hurting him, can't walk, he fucking clinches. Even the commentators are like, bro, what are you doing? Why are you clinching with this guy that you have on one leg when you're down 2-1 in a 3-round fight with 2 minutes left, bro? Clinching against the fence with him, stinking up the whole fucking fight. And then the fight, the round's about to end, right? And you're like, okay, bro, do fucking something, right? Do something so that you don't lose this fight 3-0, right? Throws maybe 1 more leg kick, keeps trying to box, and you're just like, bro, what are you fucking doing? Lost the fight. One judge gave it 29-27. It was a 30-25 because he didn't do shit, bro. Oh my God. I like Martinez. I love Martinez. He's one of my favorite fighters. And I told you guys in the last video, I liked him. I thought, this was such an easy win for him. And you know what gets me so mad is because it's you see the 3rd round and it's bro, you win this fight. This is a fight that you win. And you could have won if you would just done that early on in the fight. Like, bro, like, I'm watching this shit, I'm like, bro, you can win this. You could have won this from the start, bro. Why did you just... That was Jonathan Martinez, Marcus McGee, right? Oh my, like I'm looking at these fucking photos and I'm getting mad, bro, because he's 36. Why did you let him do that to you, bro? You could have won. Like it like, oh my god, bro. I'm gonna go over this fight, because if I can make a whole video talking about how mad this fight made me, right? Well, I'm not, right? You know, Marcus McGee's in the rankings, good for him, right? Jonathan Martinez is probably gonna be out the rankings, probably gonna fight like fucking Ricky Simone. Like, I don't fucking care, bro. Eric Weidman, Chris Anders, right? The fight got called off. Jim Miller, Damon Jackson. I felt crazy picking Jim Miller afterwards, because all my friends were like, why are you picking Jim Miller? He's a 42-year-old man. That's how you get shit done. That's how you finish a fight. Jonathan Martinez, look at this 42-year-old man. That is how you win a fight. That is how you fucking win a fight. Pissing me off, bro. Getting fucking ruining my day. Selling my entire fucking parlay. Jonathan Martinez. But we're past that now. We're past that, right? Jim Miller. Beautiful performance from him, right? He deserved 50K if he didn't get 50K, because that shit was plus 100 underdog. And like afterwards, I'm talking to my friends about it. I'm like, yeah, I think Jim Miller's gonna win that fight, because like, why the fuck wouldn't he? Damon Jackson sucks. Jim Miller was on a run before Bobby Green, and Jim Miller has pop in his hands. Jim Miller could submit you. Damon Jackson has none of those things. Everyone's like, no, Jim Miller's an old man. Damon Jackson is better. But look what happened. Jim Miller gets it done by submission. Damon Jackson basically threw himself in a guillotine. He fumbled. You don't do that against Jim Miller. Crafty vet. Didn't retire. Damon Jackson retired, not Jim Miller. Because Jim Miller got something to prove. He's going for 50 fights. He's back. We're back, baby. We're so fucking back, right? Shoutouts to Jim Miller. Gets it done. Jim fucking Miller. That's how you win a fight. That's how you finish a fight. That's how you finish a fight, right? Another one, right? David Onama, Roberto Romero. Fucking banger. Crazy fight. Close ass first round. Insane first round, right? Onama won. Romero looked really good, even though it was really last minute. Onama looked really good. I'd love to see what's next for the both of them, because that was a really good fight. We're gonna skim over that because I don't have nothing to say about it. You know, it was a great fight. You know, great fight. Marcin Tybura, Janata Deniz. Another one where people were like, yeah, why are you picking Marcin Tybura's fat ass? He's not winning. But bro, this is the problem with heavyweight, right? If you could throw, if you're a heavyweight prospect, right? And I've seen this. I don't know why everyone thought Janata Deniz was gonna win, because this is clear as day. Happens all the time at heavyweight. Heavyweight, what's the biggest thing they rely on? I spoke about this. It's power, not speed. They don't grapple. They don't have speed. They stand there, they punch, they throw heavy punches. They're not flexible, so none of them really throw a lot of kicks. They're throwing heavy punches. They're staying on their front foot, right? That's how it is with a lot of these knockout guys at fucking heavyweight, where they're putting people out, undefeated records, right? Then they fight somebody that knows how to wrestle, and then the wrestler wins, bro. Janata Deniz was making Marcin Tybura look stupid on the feet. I was like, okay. I picked bad. I was like, oh shit, I picked bad, right? But then I remembered, I'm like, no, calm down. This is what Tybura does. Tybura loses on the feet, somehow gets the fight to the ground, wins, right? And then that's what happens. Gets to Janata Deniz down. Janata Deniz goes for a heel hook, right? Heel hook doesn't work. Tybura reverses position. Mounts elbows, spams them, like just spams elbows. And I'm seeing this. I'm like, bro, oh my God, Herb. I'm gonna probably put the photo on screen. But Janata Deniz got cut like bad, like very bad. And I'm watching him spam elbows clean. And I'm like, okay, Herb Dean, stop the fight, Herb Dean. Herb Dean doesn't stop the fight, right? The doctor comes in, doctor stops the fight. So good pick there. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Overall, I had a very good pick rate. The parlay, shit happens, right? Jonathan Martinez happened, right? Jonathan Martinez looked fucking bone dry in there. That's what happens. But, you know, when it comes to finishing fights, Tybura gets it done. Tybura got it done. I put my trust in him. Heavyweight sucks. Literally, that's the recipe at heavyweight. Ramiz Brahimaj. I didn't know this guy was from the Bronx. He fucking put Mickey Gall out. That was a crazy performance. He got 50K. So did Oban Elliott. Put out these two jobbers, Mickey Gall and Bazal Heves, at fucking welterweight. So Oban Elliott, Bazal, how the fuck you say his name? Basil was hitting him with good shots in the first round. Second round, good shots. It was a close fight, but definitely leaning more towards the Oban Elliott. But I think like two of the judges had Basil Hafez up like on the scorecards, which I don't agree with, right? But the judges are judges, they'll do what they do. Oban Elliott got a really good TKO in the third round, dropped him, finished the fight. Ramiz Brahimaj backed up Mickey Gall against the fence. It was out of there, baby. So good performance from both of them. I didn't watch this fight. I was at work, but Veronica Hardy lost, and I was a little upset because I picked Veronica Hardy. 61 strikes to 41, 3 takedowns to 0, no knockdowns. Yeah, it looks like a women's fight. So that was UFC 309, Jones versus Miocic. Let me know what you guys thought about the card down below. If I had to rank this in that tier list I made, it's probably gonna go in the bottom because this card kind of sucked. The prelims were really good. I'm not gonna lie. I think bringing back the old gloves was like a good choice because the prelims, aside from like 3 fights, or really aside from 2 fights, the prelims were all good. And aside from 3 fights, the prelims all ended in finishes. So the prelims were really good. Main card sucked ass. Main event had a good finish. It was cool watching Jon Jones fight for the last time. Same with Miocic, but they're not fighting again. So I'm going to talk about what I think is next for the heavyweight division in an upcoming video later this week. And I also want to talk about a lot of big changes that they made recently. So when it comes to like stuff like UFC 310 and UFC Tampa, that's probably going to be my very next video. And yeah, so if you guys agree with me, leave a comment. If you disagree with me, leave a comment. If you like videos like these, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. And yeah, I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Brother,